mind telling us what's going on?
What do you mean?
You know very well what we mean. You have been going in and out across the border 5 times in the space of 5 hours. What's the reason for this?
I haven't. I've simply been a passenger in a car that's been packed.
Don't you think it's rather odd that this was going on?
We're tourists. We're doing a tour of the country.
You don't tour the country by going across the border 5 times in the space of 5 hours.
There are only points of. We're only going to points
Mr.
of.
Riddler, we have been monitoring the movements of this vehicle. You hardly go into Northern Ireland. You simply turn around and go back out. You drive down along the border, then you drive back in. You drive along this side of the border, you drive out, and you've been doing this for the past 5 hours. Why is that?
So that what you say we've been doing may seem to you as irrational behaviour, but
Do you think it's irrational?
Not particularly, no.
Why not?
We were just having a good time, I suppose.
A good time just going across the border time and time again.
Well, we've enjoyed it.
Don't you think it's a pathetic waste of your time and ours to be doing this?
It hasn't been a waste of our time, it's been part of our time. Whether it's a waste of your time...
So you seriously expect me to believe that you enjoyed this activity?
Well, I mean, it's not something I would do if I'd been in my own vehicle, I have to be honest, but then again, you know, I was simply a passenger in a vehicle.
I don't think you can be simply a passenger.
I think you better ask Mr. Shaban.
We're already talking to him in the other room.
About the...
He told us it was your idea.
Do what Mummy says.
Did
He did.
he? Then he's not telling the truth, and I don't know why try and put all the blame onto me.
Well, we're not talking about blame here. I thought this was just a harmless fun.
Of course it is. But
Absolutely. So where's the blame in this? That he told us that
well, you seem to
your
think,
idea.
You seem to think we've done a wrongdoing.
Well, you have, because you're wasting our time.
Well, I think you ought to aim your criticisms more at the driver of the vehicle, don't
We
you?
are talking to him at the moment. But he has informed us that it was your idea.
Well, I deny that. And I'm very concerned.
Leslie is also
I'm very concerned and shocked that...
This Leslie has also told us it was your idea.
Well, again, I deny that accusation, and
Against one, isn't it?
and I'm shocked that they should want to put me in it, and that makes me feel that perhaps I ought to consider my my loyalties to them. My loyalty, well, not at this point in time, thank
Your
you.
loyalties? Aha. So what are you about to do then?
Look, you know Shaban. He's on your books. He's been on it for a long time.
How do you know he's been on our...
Well, we know what sort of character he is, don't we?
What sort of character is he, Mr. Clifford?
Well, he's an anarchist, isn't he, for a start? You know you're pro-IRA, don't you?
Is he now? What
know-
makes you think that?
Well, you know that. He said that on many occasions.
Where has he said this? Published anywhere?
That I don't know, because I don't read about his writings, but I know that he does write. I think if we did a raid on his personal, in his flats, I think you'd find diaries of political debate. That
It's
he's
a
written.
free country though, he can express an opinion on the issue.
Quite.
Does he actually carry out any action which gives support to his sympathies?
That is for you to find out. But in talking about a free country officer, it is very, as you said, it is a free country, and we were simply driving along the byways and highways of this country, this beautiful country of yours.
Oh, I quite agree. It's a pity that the Irish have to ruin it, isn't it?
Well, that's debatable, isn't it?
You don't think they've ruined it with all their killings and maimings?
Well, I think it's been 6 of one and a half a dozen of the other. Hasn't
So
it?
you actually think that we might have something to do with this problem?
Well, I mean, let's take,
So what's your sympathy then, Mr. Riddler?
You really want me to tell you?
Yes, you're not entirely anti-IRA, are you?
I'm anti-IRA, but I'm anti-forces, anti-British forces in this
But if they go around
province.
killing people, innocent civilians, What do you expect us to do about it?
I think as soon as the British forces get out of this province and let them sort it out themselves.
But this province is part of Britain, and the people of this province want to be part of Britain.
Well, I don't think it should be.
They are loyal to the Queen and country.
Well, I don't think it should be.
Haven't they got a right to be loyal?
If they want to
If they wish to be British, can't they remain British?
They should come over to England.
Why should they give up
They should
their
come
home, their ancestry, their schools, to go to a strange land?
Look, let's face it, they just want their cake and eat it. They're getting well.
Does that mean if the Welsh want to separate from Britain, you should let them, even though there may be people there who want to be part of Britain? Do you mind telling us why you and Mr. Shaban and Mr. Riddler were passing back and forth across the border 5 times in the space of 5 hours?
Because we like being on the borderline, baby.
Look, officer, 5 times in 5 hours isn't a great deal. You want what? I've got to put one in.
Have you seen that road movie?
It isn't a great deal if you think about it. If you said 5 times in half an hour, then we'd understand your criticism.
Which road movie? The 2 women?
Yeah.
Thelma and Louise?
Yeah.
I haven't got time to watch films like that.
Why?
Because of people like you who waste our time calling in at checkpoints. If you're going to have a holiday in Ireland, stay in Ireland. Don't waste our time.
Don't speak to me like that.
Look, we're
Now,
doing
look,
a
we don't
tour.
want any language like that.
What do you mean
thank
any language? What the hell
I'm sorry, look, if you're going to start being
What
offensive,
sort of language do you think
if you're going to start being offensive, I'm going to have to arrest you for offensive
Look,
Well,
language.
I find your
Officer.
behaviour offensive.
Look, officer.
I have every
Is
right.
this threatening behaviour?
I have
Riddler?
every right to move around in the British Providence if I want
Look,
to.
officer.
You haven't got the right to waste our time.
You're the one
We
that's
are
wasting
security
time.
forces.
You are the one that's wasting time. If you are such dickheads and you can't see that people are just having a laugh.
Are you
then
becoming
piss
violent?
off.
Miss
Look, no,
Leslie?
control yourself, Tina.
I
Look,
don't need
officer.
to control
Yes, you do.
myself.
You can't.
No, I don't. You're just being ridiculous.
No, let's use
The
logical
point
answer.
is, this man is nothing but a bloody zombie.
Look, I've just brought
I
another.
don't think this kind of behaviour is helping us.
No, and I don't. Right,
Now,
okay,
would you
so
like-
I'm
look,
leaving
Bill,
now.
Bill,
Your,
All right.
your child is now upset. You're upsetting your child.
I'll
Do
tell
you think
Say you're not
it's
upset.
very responsible of you to be behaving like this?
Say you're not upset.
I'm not upset. Look, this is Superman. You think you're Superman, don't you?
We don't think we're anything of the kind. We're just trying to do
What
our
do you think
job.
of our
Do
Superman?
you realise the danger that you're putting yourself and your child in by going across the border? I have some very trigger-happy lads here.
Yeah,
And the reason they're trigger-happy...
Don't worry.
The reason they get trigger-happy is because they have
Don't
been
worry.
shot, killed, maimed.
This is my family. I'm protecting my family. Put that gun away from us.
Well, if you're protecting your family, then would you mind
Piss off!
not doing this
Philip!
again? Now, we're going to let you go,
Woo!
but if you cross the border one more time in the next 2 weeks, I will have you put away, Mr. Riddler,
That's...
for a long, long time.
We're gonna go to
my
press
God.
about this.
Now, yeah, we're going to go to the press, that's right. And now we can see where the power is.
It's not a question of power, and don't use that kind of language in front of your child. I think I'll have to get in touch with social services.
Oh
I don't
my
think you
God,
could
this one's
possibly
really
succeed.
OTT.
Yeah.
I don't think you can.
He's a real hitter, isn't he?
I don't think
It's
you're
that flat
fit
cap.
to bring up children.
That flat cap he's wearing.
Is it?
Yeah,
I reckon
and the
everything
stripes
else-
round.
Right, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to
Oh, you
get
know what it
out
is, don't you?
and into your
You've
car.
got to have that on because nothing else sort of...
I think under
You are
protest.
not out within 10 seconds. If you're not out within 10 seconds, then I'm going to formally arrest you. You'll be charged.
Charged with what?
Charged with creating a fray. That's number 1. We will plant weapons on you and explosives. And we'll see to it that you're all put away and the boys put into an institution for 17 plus years.